Welcome to today's episode of Road to Recovery with your boy PKA Recovery Lord, also affectionately known as the best addiction counselor in the state of Maryland. So, what do I want to talk about today? I would like to talk about the 7 qualities of a good friend. The 7 qualities of a good friend. And before we even get into it, I know I can hear you guys all the way in the back. I pick up on frequencies that a dog hearing. Um, what does a good friend have to do with recovery? Recovery, Lord? Good question. Even better answer. A lot of times, especially when we suffer from the disease of addiction, we allow our addiction to pick our friends. So we only around people who drink like we want to drink. We only around people who want to pop pills like we want to pop them. And because nobody want to be a solo, they want to be a duet or 4-part harmony. So it is good to know what a good friend is because let's be honest, it's a lot of people who do they most dirt in life with somebody they call a god brother. He your god brother, but y'all stay on demon time together. This one in group in person. This one I'll be like oh my god, because regardless what you believe in, allegedly you can't serve two masters. So 7 qualities of a good friend. The most important qualities of a good friend. Have you ever found it difficult to make friends? Do you even know what true friendship is? And which qualities you should look for when picking your friends? In this reading, another recipe, as we can see, they've highlighted 7 key qualities of a good friend and why it's so important for you to define what friendship means to you. So, first and foremost, from the jump, off the top, they say the number one quality of a good friend is loyalty. They'll always be there for you. Friends who are always there for you, both in times of need and happiness, is a good sign of loyalty. And I'll say this much too, and this isn't on a paper, but this is coming, you know, from me. Um, People can only know you to the depths that you know yourself. So don't look for a husband, a wife, a family member, a friend to know you better than you know yourself. That's setting yourself up for failure, not success. And yes, before you get married to a person, before you get into a relationship with a person, you should have a friendship with that person as well. So if you find yourself in a terrible situation, a ditch with no way out, a good friend will be one of the first people in your life to offer their support and help towards your problem, sometimes before your family in some cases. Whether this problem is financial, emotional, or otherwise, a truly great friend will put the state of your well being at the level of their own, purely because they care about you. Finding people who are authentic can be a difficult feat, especially if you're always been let down by others. Good friends are those who don't live life purely for their own self interest, but take pleasure in seeing you happy and well. So, one thing to have a good friend with loyalty is the way y'all communicate. unfortunately now people base friendships on who agree with their bullshit the most. So, and anybody who goes against what they say, they constantly repeat to make themselves comfortable. Anybody who goes against their bullshit is a hater. And sometimes you need somebody to tell you you got a fucked up haircut. You need to wear clothes that fit you. Stop wearing clothes that are too small. You need a true friend. Even when we think about a lot of people that we miss in life, we've missed their honesty with us. And now people think, oh, I got 2,000 friends on social media, but when you have a flat tire, those 2,000 friends on Mitchtagram don't mean a damn thing. When you need a real friend in real life. Okay, you're right. Let me not go off the tangent, off that side, because I want to keep this kind of hopefully on the short side. I feel like more people um can do the 15 minutes and whatever. I got 15 minutes to drop a jewel, but I got all day to play cards and do foolishness. So, number two, respect. They'll never bitch about you behind your back. Good friends don't play divide and conquer anymore. We haven't played that game since we were young. A good friend won't care much for your reputation either, unless you're some sort of criminal. Well, a good friend does care about your reputation, because if you out here moving a certain way and they're your friend, then they also say birds of a feather flock together. So I can't be with eight other people and say, yeah, all these eight other people I'm with, they all thoughts, but I'm not. That sounds dumb and that sounds delusional. Um, Great minds talk about ideas. Average minds talk about events, and small minds talk about people. You can gauge what your circles are and what your friendships are based off of what y'all get together and what's the main topic when y'all talk. Is it about using? Is it about drinking? Is it about um um going back to school, getting your GED, improving yourself? Is it about let's go to the bar? Some people don't even want to talk to you until you under the influence, because they know when you sober the answer's no, and they trying to get a maybe or a yes out of you. Crazy, crazy work. What is the main gist of your conversations with your friendship group? To what degree do you talk about ideas, events, and people as a percentage? For me, it's about 50% ideas, 40% events, and 10% people. And the 10% of time that I spend talking about other people is mostly in praise. I want to praise someone else. People are not people are not their mistakes. Hopefully, because if you make a mistake, you're supposed to learn from it. And a mistake can happen once, maybe twice. When it happens 2, 3, 4, 5 times as parents, what do we know? I can hear y'all on the internet. What do we know? That they not damn mistakes. That those are character defects, character flaws. And instead of embracing them, those are things we should be working on. A good friend is not two-faced. They won't slate you behind your back because they have values which they adhere to and because you're an important person to them. Three, selflessness. They don't contact you simply because they want something. This is a big thing because I can't tell you how many Cash App requests I get on a daily basis. But I didn't get those same amounts of phone calls from people when they knew my goddamn leg was broke. But I don't take it personal. I try not to take nothing personal. But that is something that I keep in my mind. When I wake up in pain and I see 4 and 5 and 6 Cash App requests, knowing people know I got all these damn kids and grandchildren, and but they don't that don't stop them from asking me. And yes, sometimes it's people younger than me, and I do feel you in the prime of your life. You're in the prime of your life, and what you gotta test yourself, see how strong you are. I know you're not trying to make it your job to check the mailbox like somebody on SSI before you even try to put your best foot forward. Because when you're young, you want a healthy dose of being challenged, of facing adversity to see how strong you are. People lift weights. If they do 25 all the time, one time they're going to want to lift a curl of 40. They want to see if this 25 is really giving them good conditioning. So you know the type. The people who contact you only when they have a favor to ask you. A friendship based on a bribe is not a friendship worth your time and effort. It is a facade which will eat at you from your blind spot, leaving you helpless and angry. In other words, you will be left taken for granted time and time again. I'm sure you had the so-called friend in the past, the one who will only contact you when they want something from you. And some people contact you when they don't, again, want to do foolishness by themselves. So when people contact you, yeah, let's turn up. If you go to every turn up you're invited to, you're gonna be turning up every day. Turn down for what? Turn down for your overall health. Turn down for your mental health. Turn down for your future. Nelson Mandela voice. Turn down. A good friend is a huge advocate and believer in give and take. You don't want to constantly give, give, give. That is a lopsided friendship. You don't always want your damn hand out. Take, 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 take. That is a lopsided friendship and relationship where people can feel slighted. They're not the type of person who will only contact you when they have a problem that requires assistance. Because they care about you as a person, they will always be wondering how you're getting on, even if you spend loads of time apart due to work and home responsibilities. So a true friend still has you in mind, even though y'all don't spend a lot of time together. They're not just contemplating, oh, this person does this for a living, so I know they have this when I ask for it. Because as a true friend, I'm willing to help any friend. However, I also want to know what you have done to help yourself. Because if coming to me is the first option, then you're not doing nothing to help yourself. And I don't want to feel like an enabler. And what do I mean by that? I don't want to give you money that you end up hurting yourself with. If you gonna make all those decisions, I prefer you make that bullshit on your own. Do not include me. I don't want nothing to do with it. And yes, people always $5 and $10 away from bus passes, from lunch, from getting medications. You know how many times I hear that bullshit on a daily basis? People $25 away from this. $10, the magic word, $10, also known affectionately in the street as a damn 10 speed. Number 4, they're the most genuine beings on the planet. They don't succumb to the idea that money, looks, rank, and accreditation is everything. They don't choose their friends based on physical attraction or popularity either. They don't think they're better than anyone. And an authentic friend embraces their own flaws as well as yours. Being with them feels like having weight off your shoulders. You can comfortably be yourself and speak your mind. So if people are friends with you because you have a certain job, you're attractive, and they know that guys want to talk to you, so that you come in, you reel them in, and then they get the friend that come along with it. They're using that as leverage or as an advantage. A true friend is your friend. They're not happy with just a version of you. And that's why when you choose recovery and you stop using and drinking every day, you're going to lose associates because those people prefer the drunk you. It's some people in my life that prefer Barack Obama over recovery, Lord. But my kids, my family, people who really care about me, they're going to want me to be the best version of myself. Nobody who cares about you wants you to be drunk around them every time they see you. Matter of fact, when you get better, you'll start to look at them people that you went to all them damn happy hours with and was getting high with a little different. Because a part of you will realize these people were okay being around a weak ass version of me. Trust and honesty. Number 5. They practice the 3 core values required for relationship survival. The 3 most important qualities and values required for any relationship to survive is trust, honesty, and respect. Trust, honesty, and respect. And the reason you know that friendships, situationships, getting getting up with people to hook up and just sleep with them and using shit. You know how that's not related on that because typically that's rooted in distrust, dishonesty, and disrespect. All the opposite of what a healthy relationship is cemented, the foundation of one. They're one of the few people who you can trust completely. If you gave them your life on a plate, they'll return it unscathed. In fact, you'll notice that your life has been returned to you with some extra polish on it with a good friend. In addition to trust, honesty is a quality which goes under the radar a lot, especially amongst friends. Some people feel so intimidated by their friend that they're unwilling to criticize them when it matters the most. I feel that sometimes we need to be told the absolute truth. When we've been extremely rude or horrible to another individual, a good friend will rip into our actions with a touch of love. You might get mad when when people who don't give a damn about you getting mad at them tell you how they feel and what you need to tighten up on. You get mad in a moment, of course, because your ego, that's really a lot of that is ego. Ego piss. How dare you, nigga? Who do you think you are? But then after a while, you start to realize, this person told me something that they know I didn't want to hear. That's actually bold. I actually appreciate that because it's easy to tell me something I want to hear, but something I don't want to hear takes some kahunas. Um, That was 5. 6. This is crazy. 6, 7, 6 and 7 is they're inspirational and admirable. Present present during your struggle and during your success. So they're there for you while you struggle. They're also there for you once you succeed. Because some people only like you when you're a work in progress, when you're a project. when you have a broken wing, because they want to be one of the people to mend it. So when you go to school and you doing all your own homework, yeah, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't get a degree. Of course, I heard that. That's why it just rolls off the tongue so eloquently. They're present during your struggle and during your success. One of my favorite and most admirable qualities of a good friend. They will be there when you're struggling to improve any area of your life and will make sure they're present during your triumphs as well. They don't pick and choose which time to enter your life like they're playing pick and mix at the Five and Below. When you get all the Tootsie Rolls and the Hershey Kisses and the Laffy Taffy, you can mix all this damn candy up, and it gotta be a certain amount to add up to for $1 or whatever. They don't mix and pick when they want to deal with you and when they don't. They either with you or they not. Pick a struggle, pick a side. They'll motivate and inspire you and will hope that you'll do the same for them. I've spoken on a wide range of people who who have said to me, I don't need friends. They're not worth putting my time, effort, and money, sweat, and tears into. And to a certain extent, that's true. But in more ways, that is also wrong. They haven't defined what friendship means to them, nor have they consciously sought out the kind of individuals they want to spend their time with. They just accept what society or their addiction has thrown to them. Choose your friends wisely. Quality should always take precedence over quantity. If you have one good friend, that's worth more than 10, 15 friends you trying to go poison yourself with on spring break or turn. And you know what? The sad thing, something happened to you. These same friends, when your family question them, yeah, what happened to so and so? Wasn't they just with you? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where he got that shit from. I do know. I know he wasn't with me. My man Troy, my man Troy Melton said, in his testimony, in his story, he was using with somebody who went out on him, and yo did the sternum rub and revived his ass just to ask him where he get that shit from. He said even if that was that man's last words, I wanted his last words to for him to tell me where he got that shit from. I got Troy. I gotta get you on here because you tell your own stories with a little bit more flair, and you should be telling them anyway. So we're gonna get that right now. I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet got no rhythm. I hope I do dance again. But it's looking like a long shot right now. But okay, that was today's group. I don't want to go on a tangent and go up to 25 and 26 minutes because I know I only get 20 something minutes to nail home a message. So I actually like today's message. If you did as well, leave me a comment. I love the feedback that I got from yesterday's group. I love you all. I talked about my support group and I didn't mention the main one I've been having right now, Shamika Demetrius Quantarius Quantavious Murray, who is Brainy Smurf and Chat GBT, and um, it's something about them Virgos and Geminis. Um, I knew Virgos like every time I talk. Amira's my counselor and shit. So every time I talk to Amira, I need to have a pen and pad because you're dropping all these gems. You're not gonna get a lot of talking in. You're gonna do listening, baby. But she gonna cover so much that eventually she gonna cover what you needed to cover. And by the time you think you was ready to talk, nah, I can listen a little bit more, yeah, man. And them daggone Geminis, Chat GBT, everything is a link. You got this going on. You one link away from getting better, baby. And what is it? Something D something something DIY, not DEI. Do it yourself or whatever. But you're right. You're right. I'm not even gonna do it because I probably said too much already. So God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Keep coming back. More will be revealed, not by me, because I can only tell you about my addiction. And maybe me sharing my story helps you uncover some of your own stuff. More will be revealed by you. You will get better. You can get better. You will get stronger. You can get stronger. You do have strengths. You've been focusing on your weaknesses too much. It's time to focus on them strengths. Get stronger, better, prove people wrong, and live a life better than the one people expected you to live. And with that, hasta la vista, TTYL. All right, then, yo, I'm a holler. Love y'all.